Hi, I'm Jennifer Hasser with Kendore Learning. I'm here with Malika Meidinger, and we are going to talk to you about oral punctuation. We'd love to incorporate oral punctuation into our lessons because it's a great way to bring punctuation and sentence construction into basic phonics, phonological awareness instruction without burdening kids with actually having to write it down. So we've got a lot of our ideas from whole brain teaching, and whole brain teaching got it from somebody before then. So this has been, I've actually seen videos from like the 40s that people have been using this for a long time. So I hope you will enjoy using it as much as we do. We love to get our kids up and moving and experiencing things, and when they have something that they have to do with their hands, and then we know they're paying attention. So we know that they are engaged in what we're doing because they have to mimic and imitate exactly what's going on. So the way that oral punctuation works is we are going to use our hands and to signal whether we have a capital letter or a period, okay? And we're going to show you how to do that and how to incorporate some of the phonological awareness activities into it, okay?
All right. So let's start with the sentence, the cat runs fast. Okay. So we would start, every sentence starts with a capital letter, so we would say, the cat runs fast. And now we have to stop it, so we would put our period. Okay. So altogether that would be, the cat runs fast.
So that way, if one person's coming up with a sentence, everybody else in the group has to imitate it. So if she had said that, then we would pause and everyone would have to repeat it. So when we're first, learning it, we're going to just practice the basic capital at the beginning of a sentence and a period at the end. And we can use all different types of sentences for that, and the kids really catch on to it super quickly. We do it with, those of you know what sound stretches are. If we sound stretch a word, then we'll say, okay, use that in a sentence. So let's say we just did pickle, and the word was pickle. We would say, okay, use it in a sentence. We may not have taught them how to spell pickle, and they may not understand, those kind of concepts, but they are definitely familiar with what a pickle is, so they can usually use it in a sentence. So I would say to a student, construct a sentence using pickle.
I like to eat a pickle. And so using oral punctuation would be, I like to eat a pickle.
And then you would have everyone say it together. So, I like to eat a pickle. That way all the kids have to hold on to that in their working memory, and then they have to repeat it, and they have to use the signals. So a lot of times they'll have initially start off and they'll say the sentence without doing this, and I'll say, wait, and they'll stop and pause and do it that way. Almost always they start with I. When they're first getting started, and then we have to get them away from I as their beginning letter for every sentence. Okay, so if we said, okay, I want you to tell me a 3-syllable word that starts with T, they might come up with
tomato.
Tomato, excellent. Hey, I was going, oh my gosh, why'd I pick that? I can't think of a word.
I was surprised that I came up with
there
that.
There you go. No, we shouldn't tell people that. Okay, so the word is tomato. Now I might want to add something to, now we've been doing, let's say we've been doing this for weeks, and we've gotten really good at getting our capital letter and our punctuation at the end. So now we want to do a question. So if we're going to do a question, we're going to go, So if I use tomato in a question, then I would say, where is my tomato? Then we all would repeat it together. Where is my tomato? Okay, so now we're building phonological awareness skills like number of syllables or initial sound, or tell me a word that rhymes with cat, and then use that in a sentence, and we'll start to, overlap different, capabilities. Kids in kindergarten can do this like that. I mean, they are really good at it. And, each one of these steps that we're telling you, like, depending on how young they are, it takes, longer the younger they are. But once they know it, then you can just keep adding more concepts to it.
And you can use this at any time during the day. So in calendar, we often use it when we're talking about the date. We'll say, today is Monday, and as we've added on a lot of layers to it that we're going to talk about in a second.
Because as you keep adding these layers, what they're really learning is punctuation, but they're also learning grammar, because grammar, punctuation, oral language, these things are all intertwined, because if we didn't use grammar when we were speaking, then people wouldn't understand what we were talking about. That's why, your writing typically mimics your speech. So kids who have poor grammar orally are going to have it in their writing. So this is a great way for kids to practice.
All right, so the next one we're going to talk about is the exclamation mark. So this is when you're really excited or scared, and to do that we say,
So if we wanted to say something with an exclamation point versus a period, it's going to sound different. So a lot of times we can put things into statements, exclamatory statements, or declarative, exclamatory, or interrogative. So if we're going to ask kids questions, the same exact words can be used multiple ways depending on intonation, which is your punctuation orally. So we could say, she likes pizza. Let's do that as
a statement.
A statement.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
She likes pizza. Okay. As a question, right?
Okay. She likes pizza.
Okay. As an exclamation.
She likes pizza.
So that way we've now taken the same 3 words and we've shown you different ways to do it. And you can still layer all those other things on top of it so kids can see the difference. We're going to introduce you to proper nouns, which, since proper nouns are very similar to the capitalization, they're going to start to realize that you have to capitalize the beginning of a sentence, but you also have to capitalize your proper nouns. So we will get them to use proper nouns in their sentences, which if we start to guide them, we'll just say, use someone's name, or a place you visited, and we'll give them categories so tell me a place you visited that starts with, they might go Pittsburgh, and they'll say, great, can you use Pittsburgh in a sentence? So they might say, my family went to Pittsburgh. So then we would all repeat it.
My family went to Pittsburgh.
So that way they're starting to see it build, and then you're going to have less mistakes in their writing, and they'll know, even if they write a sentence, they have to go back and proofread it, that they're going to see what are they missing. And when when I walk around and watch kids write, I might point at something and I just go, and I don't even have to say use a capital letter. And they go, oh, because that's just a prompt.
Yeah, especially with end punctuation, it's so easy to just go like that, and they know exactly, oh, I don't have my period at the end of my sentence.
Exactly. So it's a cue without telling them the answer, but it reminds them of something that they left off. Okay, so we do proper nouns, and we can do names or cities or places, but when you're asking them for those categories, you're also working on writing skills and narrowing categories down and knowing what is a proper noun and what is not. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is commas in a series. Okay.
Right, so for a comma in a series, we will use our 2 fingers and go zoop. So if I was saying the sentence, I like pizza, pickles, and hot dogs, I would say that as I like pizza, swoop, pickles, swoop, and hot dogs. And then all together we would say that. I like pizza, zoop, pickles, swoop, and hot dogs.
And so you can also ask that in the form of a question. So if you have kids rephrase it, so it would be, do you like pizza, zoop, pickles, soup, and then we add our conjunctions, and hot dogs. Okay, so when we have that and, we're going to clap together because we're putting things together. And so as we start getting into like compound sentences and things like that, then we would start getting more elaborate. And if kids can speak these types of sentences, then they can definitely do these hand motions along with it. It takes a little while for them to, kind of learn them, but then it becomes kind of second nature, and you'll be surprised how it improves their writing ability. Just by all this pre-writing work is really laying the foundation for them to be able to really write well-developed sentences. Okay, so you can prompt them by asking, and they love to get more and more complex. So I could say, okay, Malika, can you tell me your 3 favorite fruit? Okay.
Okay.
And so we need to have a series.
Okay.
We need to have our conjunction,
okay.
Our capital letter, and Let's do an exclamation.
Okay. So I would say my 3 favorite fruits are mangoes, swoop, bananas, swoop, and apples. Oh, wait. I'm excited about it.
So then everybody would have to try to remember that. Believe it or not, you're really working on memory. It's almost like I'm going on a picnic where you're adding more and more and more. So ready? We do it together.
My 3 favorite fruits are mangoes, swoop, bananas, swoop, and apples.
I almost did a statement too.
We're really excited about it.
We're really excited, and we should have thought of our sentences in advance. But we're showing you how easy it is to do, and we're taking you from something that in kindergarten could take you months to get to that level. But it's a great activity to do with initial sounds. So just say, tell me something that starts with, tell me something that has 2 syllables. Tell me a place you visited. Tell me a science word. And then we'll say, use it in a sentence, use it in a question. Use an exclamation, use a proper noun, use 2 of your friends' names. And so that way they would have to think of their friends' names, which would put them with a conjunction if they said, you know, Tom and Mary went to the store. They're building capacity, and they do like to make it more and more complex because they like to impress everybody with their amount of knowledge. Yes. So we hope you try this out, and feel free to let us know how it works for you. Thanks so much. Have a great day.